Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at this chapter importing exporting data between CSV files, MySQL and Pandas. So here we have seen already in Pandas the series and the data frames programming, and we are also now able to make data frames which are two dimensional and series which are single dimension. Now in this chapter we have to see how do we transport any data which is present in a CSV file. What is a CSV file? It is actually a comma separated values file. Comma separated values means like in Excel you fill up the records. They are arranged in rows and columns and they are separated by grid lines. But if you put a comma in between, then it becomes a comma separated file. Like in DOS previously, we didn't have Excel or any such facilities. We had Lotus only. And we had to make data files. So CSV files were created in which the same record which is present in Excel will be present, but all the name, the roll number, the marks and everything would be separated with commas. So the first topic is transferring data between .csv files and data frames. For this, first of all, we'll have to make an Excel file. Now in Excel, when we are filling up the records and then we save it with a CSV extension. Generally the extension for Excel files is .xls. But if we save it with the extension of .csv, it becomes a comma separated file which can be directly imported into our Pandas data frame. So let's have a look how do we transport it into a data frame. Now let's see, in order to convert an Excel file to a CSV, this is my Excel file which I have opened in front of me, and here I want to save it with, this is my file, my data. I want to save it as a CSV file. I'll go to File, Save As, and here if you look over here, I have selected the option CSV from the list of the type of files, and here the file name will be mydata.csv. So you do not have to write .csv, just write mydata and save it. Whatever messages come, say okay, yes and so on. And now we are on our Anaconda Navigator, that is a spider, where I have opened a new file. And here if you can see, I have written import pandas as pd, dfd is equal to pd.read_csv, and the entire path of that file where the file has been saved. Right. So let's see what I have done here. I have made a data frame from it. And how I have made, let's see that. I have written a dfd is equal to pd.read_csv is a function which will read the CSV file, and then I am writing here print dfd. So if I run it with F5, I am getting here a record, the list of the records which were present in that file, and here you can see all the headings and everything have been given. Yes, but some things you can see are quite different, like 100, 88 and 50 and 48. CSV files are unpredictable how they pick up the data. If you want that the headings should be given according to my choice, then in that case what you should do is, while making your data frame with read_csv, here with a comma you can write name is equal to, and then you can write the headings. Like suppose you want that the first heading should be name, then theory, and then practical, then total, and then average. That means the headings you can fix on your own. And now if we run with F5, name, okay, just a moment. It should be names, not name. Now if we see our records, I'm just stretching it. So here we have got a proper heading: name, theory, practical, total, average. But the headings, of course, of the Excel worksheet will be available like name, theory, and so on. Right? Now, here it is said that if you do not want any headers at the top, you can write header is equal to none. What will happen? Instead of the headers, you will get some numbering like 0, 1, 2 and so on. Let's try that also. Instead of writing names, if I write here header is equal to none. None. And if I run it with F5, you can see over here some headings have been given as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So this was a way of importing our CSV file into our data frame. Now here they have said that now comes a situation where you have first row of CSV file storing some column headings, but you do not want to use them. So as I have showed you, names is equal to, you can give as a heading over there. Then there is one more parameter which is given in read_CSV, and that is skip rows. What will happen with this? The number given with skip rows tells how many rows to be skipped from CSV while reading data. Suppose you want to skip some of the rows, like suppose in this I want to skip the second row and the fourth row. So in that case I can write skip rows is equal to 2, 4. So let's try out here. We'll write here skip rows is equal to 2, 4. And I have run it, and you can see over here that instead of the second and the fourth row, there were how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, out of which first row was the headings, of course. But the second and the fourth, Manas and Kabir, are removed from here. So skip rows is also a good option to be used. Then example 1 is saying write a program to read from a CSV file employee.csv and create a data frame from it. And they have given us a CSV file as employee number, name, designation and salary. So but naturally you can write pd.read_CSV and that CSV file and you will get it. Example 2 says write a program to read from CSV file employee.csv and create a data frame from it. But the data frame should not use file's column header. So in that case you will write header is equal to none, as I have showed you here. And you have to, it should use own column numbers as 0, 1, 2 and so on. Right, so example 2 is also using skip rows is equal to 1. So I can do this thing over here also. Like you can see the headings are coming in a very odd manner. If I want to remove them, I can write skip rows is equal to 1. Instead of writing in square bracket, I can write 1. So this looks quite good. And even I can give now my own headings at the top, which will be very much beneficial, like names is equal to name, then theory, practical, total, average and remarks. Okay, then example 3. Before example 3, they have given get data frame index labels from CSV. If you want to use an index column is equal to employee number. Okay, that means the columns that we are using over here like name and the total, average, if you want to use either of them as your index numbers, so you can write index_number, index_column is equal to one of the columns of our Excel CSV file. Let's try out here also. Let's look at this, like if suppose I take index underscore call is equal to percentage. Below the percentage, we were getting the percentage of each and every student. So you can see over here that the index numbering of percentage is here on the left hand side that I'm having. Now the percentage becomes the index number. So this is a very good feature that any of the columns you can take as your index column. Example 3 is also having the same type of question in which employee.csv is there and you have to make an employee number as a column, index column. So there also they have given index underscore call is equal to EMP number. Fourth example is saying write a program to read from CSV file employee.csv and create a data frame from it. But data frame should not use files column header, rather use own column headings as EMP ID, EMP name, designation and salary. This we already know. We'll write names is equal to, and in square bracket we can write EMP ID, EMP name, designation, salary, etc. And we can remove the headers which are coming from our CSV file directly by writing skip rows is equal to 1, which will remove the headings at the top. Example 5 is saying following program code is creating a data frame from comp result.csv file shown. Okay. Points.max. But the program code is giving the following error when it tries to print the maximum number of points from the data frame. Find out the error and rectify it. It's a very good question. We'll try out in our this CSV file itself. It's saying if suppose you remove the header and then you are saying that I want to find the maximum from the practical or the total marks that are coming over here like theory marks, then in that case it will naturally give an error because header is equal to none means you are not giving any heading at the top. And now at the top 0, 1, 2, 3 and all are given. So in that case the maximum will be found out according to the index number of the column. Let me try with this CSV file and show you. Like if I write over here header is equal to none. Header is equal, none, and then we write like my data frame name is what it is, suppose I want to print my data frames percentage as the highest. So before I run this, let's see with F5 if I am running this program. Since I have written header is equal to none, at the top I am getting here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And at the fourth position you can see over here I have got percentage. So in order to find the maximum percentage, I will write my data frame name and the fourth column position dot max. So let's see how we do. We'll write here DFD square bracket 4 dot max. And here we are getting the highest percentage out of it. Sorry, I want only 1 marks. So I'll make here, see it is giving me percentage according to this ASCII code of P is highest. So what I will do is I will write skip rows is equal to 1 so that I can get the correct answer. skip rows is equal to 1. Now I'm getting the highest percentage, which is 88 over here. That means if you are writing headers equal to none, it's okay. But those headings will remain as rows. And if you write DFD square bracket 4 dot max, what it did, it took out the ASCII code of percentage ka P and found that the ASCII code of it is bigger. Alphabets are considered to be having bigger ASCII codes. So it gave us only percentage as the answer, which you can see over here. I got here percentage as a maximum. But I didn't want this. I wanted the percentage, the exact percentage which was highest. So in that case, what it did was, I had to write DFD 4 dot max. But before that, while creating my data frame, I wrote skip rows is equal to 1 so that the headings can be skipped from my data frame. And now the headings were not there. That means name, percentage, total, whatever was coming from the CSV file directly. Only my header columns were there, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so it could easily find out the maximum. Right? So today we have done up till this. In the next turn we will be doing more of it. Thank you.